Hi guys, good day. It's me, Teacher MJ. Our topic for today class, it's all about graphing quadratic function using tables of values. So without further ado, let's do this topic. So this is already part 2 of our video class. The part 1 of our video, we answer this one, number 1. Now in this part 2 class, we'll be answering number 2. Alright, so once again class, in graphing quadratic function using table of values, you need to get the center part, the vertex. Now, once again, there are some cases or there are some teachers that they already provide the table. So, once again, let me give you example. Example, for the table, we have x and y values. So, there are some cases, class, that the teacher will already give you the x values. Example, the x values is negative 2. Then we have negative 1. Then we have 0. Then 1. Then 2. So if the x values are given, that would be great for you. It would be really easy for you, class, to graph this function. So to find the y values, you simply substitute this x values from this function and you can find the y values. Now in our example for today, class, the x values are not given. So the thing that we will do is we need to find the x values as well as the y values. Alright, so let me just make this table. Okay. So we have, so example, we have 5 columns for x and another 5 columns for y. Alright, so first thing to do, class, is we need to get the center part. This one, the vertex. So once again, our vertex, that would be h and k. So vertex, that is h and k. Because we will start, class, graphing this function at the vertex. We will start at the vertex. So we need to find the value of h and k. First thing to do, class, is we need to get the center part for x. And to get the center part for x, we need to use this formula. That would be h equals negative b over 2a. So to use this formula is we need to find the value of a, b, and c. So in quadratic function, so the equation, that would be y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So the general form or the standard form of quadratic function, that would be ax squared plus bx plus c. So copy this equation, y equals negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 1. So therefore our a is beside x squared. So therefore our a is negative 2. And our b is beside x with the exponent of 1. So we have bx with the exponent of 1. So therefore our b is 4 beside x. So that would be 4. And our c is 1. Now, once you get the value of a, b, and c, you can use this formula, plus the vertex, to find the center part. So, h equals, copy negative sign, because it's already in the formula. Copy negative sign. Then, the value of your b is 4. Over, this is 2 times your a is negative 2. Once again, your a is negative 2. So, copy negative 2. Once again, class, if you have 2a, it means 2 times a. 2 times a is just the same with 2a. Alright, then you simplify. H equals, so negative 4 over 2 times negative 2. So, 2 times negative 2, that is negative 4. Once again, class, unlike signs, multiplying unlike signs, the answer is always negative. So, 2 times negative 2, that's negative 4. And h equals negative 4 divided by negative 4. If you're dividing or multiplying same signs, the answer is always positive. So negative divided by negative is positive. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So our h is 1. So 4 divided by 4, that is 1. So our h is 1. So this will be our center part, class. Once again, the vertex is the center part of the parabola. So therefore, our center part for x, that would be 1. So to get the next number after 1, just add 1, class. So if this is 1, next number will be 2. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Then 2 plus 1, that is 3. Going to the right, just add 1. Going to the left, subtract 1. Okay, so 1. Then next will be 1 minus 1, that is 0. 0 minus 1, that's negative 1. So if you're confused with this one, class, just remember the number line. You still remember the number line? So this is 0, center part. So 1, 2, 3. Going to the right after 0, that would be positive numbers. Just add 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. And then going to the left after 0, that's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, and so on. So once again, if you have the center part, going to the right, just add 1. Going to the left, subtract 1. So we have the center, which is 1. So going to the right, just add 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Going to the left, subtract. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 minus 1 is negative. Alright, so you pause the video class. I will be erasing this one because we need to find the y values. And after we find the y values, we can now graph the equation. Alright, let's find the y values. So first thing to do, you copy the equation. That would be y equals negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 1. So to get the y values, class, just simply substitute this value of x from this equation, class. So to get the y values. So this will be y equals, copy negative 2, and your x is positive 1. Once again, class, simply substitute this x values from this y equation. Okay, from this equation, class. So instead of x, you use what? Positive 1. So copy negative 2 and your x is positive 1. So 1, then squared, plus 4, then our x is positive 1. So we have 4x, it means 4 times 4x, it means 4 times x or 4 times 1. Once again, you will be confused. Sir, where did you get 1? 1 here, class, is our x values. Simply substitute these x values for you to get the y values. Then plus 1. So this will be y equals, again, do not multiply negative 2 and 1. It should be parentheses exponent. Always follow PEMDAS, class. Parentheses, then exponent. So copy negative 2, then you simplify this one. 1 squared. What do you mean by 1 squared, class? That's correct. 1 squared, it means 1 times 1. You multiply this 1 by itself twice. 1 times 1. And 1 times 1, that is 1. So copy negative 2, then 1 times 1, that is 1. So negative 2 times 1 plus, so 4 times 1, that is 4, then plus 1. So y equals negative 2 times 1, that's negative 2. Then copy 4 plus 1, that is 5. Alright, so negative 2 plus positive 5. If the signs are not the same, we have positive 5, negative 2. If the signs are not the same, you subtract. Then copy the sign of the larger number. So 5 minus 2, that is 3. Now 5 is greater than 2, we copy positive sign. So therefore, if our x is positive 1, our y value is positive 3. Alright, that's it, class. That's how you find the y values. Once again, class, do not be confused in this part. Negative 2, then 1 squared. Always simplify this one first, class. Parentheses exponent. So therefore, you cannot multiply negative 2 and 1 because it should be parentheses exponents comes first. So copy negative 2, then 1 squared, it means 1 times 1. So that's why you have 1. Okay, 1 squared, it means 1 times 1. So 1 times 1, that is 1. Then negative 2 times 1, that's negative 2. That's why I have negative 2. I hope you're not confused with this one, class. Alright, so next step, we find the y values if our x is positive 2. So copy the equation, y equals negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 1. So y equals negative 2, then our x is positive 2. Once again, class, simply substitute this x values, class. So our x is positive 2. So therefore, change this x into positive 2. So 2, then squared, plus 4, then x is positive 2. So times 2 plus 1. Once again, class, if you have 4x, it means 4 times x. So that's why I have 4 times 2. Okay, sir, where did you get 2? Our x is 2, class. Simply substitute 2 from this x. So this will be y equals, copy negative 2. Then this will be, alright, so this will be 2 times 2. So once again, you multiply this one first, simplify this one first, parentheses exponent. So this will be 2 times 2, that is 4, plus 4 times 2, that is 8, then plus 1. So this will be y equals negative 2 times positive 4, that's negative 8, plus 8 plus 1, that is 9. Alright, 8 plus 1, that is positive 9. So once again, unlike signs, negative 8, positive 9, if the signs are not the same, you subtract, then copy the sign of the larger number. So 9 minus 8, that is 1. Now 9 is greater than 8, so we copy positive sign. So therefore, our y is positive 1. So if our x is 2, our y is positive 1. Alright, so next, if our x is positive 3. So copy the equation y equals negative 2, then your x is positive 3. So 3 then squared plus 4 times our x is 3, then plus 1. So this will be y equals, so once again, do not multiply. You copy negative 2. Then you simplify this one first. 3 squared plus. What do you mean by 3 squared? So 3 squared, it doesn't mean 3 times 2. It means you multiply 3 by itself twice. This will be 3 times 3. And 3 times 3, that is 9. So 3 squared, it means 3 times 3, and the answer is 9. So 2 times 9, then this will be plus 4 times 3, that is 12, then plus 1. So y equals 2 times 9 plus, what's the answer? Negative 2 times positive 9. So negative times positive is negative, 2 times 9 is 18, plus 12 plus 1, that is 13. Alright, so y equals negative 18 plus 13. If the signs are not the same, we have negative 18, we have positive 13. We subtract, so 18 minus 13, that is 5. Then we copy the sign of the larger number. Since 18 is greater than 13, we copy negative sign. Alright, so therefore, if our x is positive 3, our y is negative 5. Alright, so this will be our y, negative 5. So next, what if, sir, your x is 0? So what if your x is 0? So if your x is 0, so this will be y equals negative 2 times 0 squared plus 4 times 0 plus 1. Alright, so this will be y equals, so once again, simplify this one first. Parenthesis exponent, so this will be negative 2. Then 0 times 0, that is 0. Plus 4 times 0. So you can actually cancel this out. Because 4 times 0, that is 0. Or let me just write 0. Okay, 4 times 0, that is 0. Then plus 1. So in this scenario, class, you can actually cancel this out. Negative 2 times 0, any number multiplied by 0, the answer is always 0. So you can actually cancel this out. So cancel this out because 0. So 0 multiplied by any number, the answer is 0. So we can just eliminate 0 class. So just remove 0 or eliminate 0. And our final answer is positive 1. Because any number added by 0, the answer is the number itself. So if this is 0, okay, because it will take time class if you write this one, y equals negative 2 times 0, that is 0, plus 0 plus 1. So this will be 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1, that is 1. Any number added by 0, the answer is the number itself. So you can just eliminate 0 plus. And your answer is 1. So therefore, if your x is 0, your y is positive 1. Alright, and then last part. So if our x is negative 1. So this is y equals, copy negative 2. Your x is negative 1 squared. Plus 4, then x is negative 1, then plus 1. Alright, simply substitute negative 1 from the x values class. So this will be y equals, once again, do not multiply, copy negative 2, then negative 1 squared class. What do you mean by negative 1 squared? That's correct, negative 1 squared, it means negative 1 times negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 1, that is positive 1. Alright, so this will be negative 1 times negative 1, that's positive 1. Plus 4 times negative 1 class. Positive 4 times negative 1. So positive 4 times negative 1, that is negative 4. So I can just eliminate this sign because positive 4 times negative 1, that's negative 4. Then plus 1. So y equals negative 2 times positive 1, that's negative 2. Then copy minus 4, then plus 1. So I hope you're still with me, class. Negative 2 times 1, that's negative 2. Then copy negative 4, then plus 1. You will be asking question, sir, where did you get negative 4? Negative 4, class, it means you get this one, negative 4, from positive 4 times negative 1. Positive 4 times negative 1, that is negative 4. Then copy plus 1. Positive times negative is always negative, class. Unlike sign, that would be always negative. Alright, so negative 2 times 1, that's negative 2. Copy negative 4 plus 1. So if you both have negatives, class, close to each other, so if you have negative 2, negative 4, if the signs are the same, simply copy the sign, then you add the number. 2 plus 4, that is 6. Then positive 1. So y equals, once again class, do not be confused if you both have negatives. Negative 4, negative 2, negative 4, simply copy negative sign, then you add the number. 2 plus 4, that is 6. So this will be negative 6 plus 1. So negative 6 plus 1. So if the signs are not the same, we have negative 6, we have positive 1. Subtract 6 minus 1, that is 5. Then you copy the sign of the larger number. Since 6 is greater than 1, we copy negative sign. So our y is negative 5. Alright, so there you have it. You have your x values and your y values. Now, if you have your x values and your y values, you can now graph the equation class. So let's graph. Alright, so let's graph this one. So our y is negative 5. Now, once again, class, before you graph this one, you already have the idea with regards to parabola. Once again, if your a is greater than 0, our parabola opens upward, so your graph will look like this. It will opens upward. Now, if your a is less than 0, your parabola opens downward. So, what will be the value of our a class in this equation? That's correct. Our a is beside x squared. So, we checked that a while ago. Our a is beside x squared. That would be negative 2. So, our a class in this equation, that would be negative 2. So, therefore, is negative 2 greater than or less than 0? That's correct. Negative 2 is less than 0. So therefore, if your a is less than 0, your parabola opens downward. So this will be our graph class. So our graph will look like this. So you already have the idea that your parabola opens downward with regards to this equation. Alright, so let's graph. So vertical line, this will be the y values. In the horizontal line, this will be the x values. So we have, for y, we have negative 5. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Once again, class, going downwards, the line, the vertical line, this is what we call the y-axis. And this horizontal line, that would be the x-axis. So in the x-axis, class, we have positive numbers going to the right. So we have 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. And negative numbers going to the left. So we have 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Alright, and then going upwards for the y values, we have positive numbers 1, 2, then 3. So once again, when you graph this quadratic function using table of values, you will start at the vertex class. You will start at the center. So our vertex, that will be h and k. So this will be our center, 1 and 3. So when you graph this one, you will start at the center, 1 and 3 class. Where is 1 and 3? Positive 1 for x. Once again, class, you pair this one by column. Okay, you pair this one by column. xy, 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 then xy. It should be always ordered pair, class. You still remember ordered pair? So ordered pair, that would be x, then y. So you pair this one by column. So we have x is positive 1, then y is positive 3. So positive 1 for x, and then positive 3 for y. So this will be our graph class. Positive 1 for x, then positive 3 for y. So if you're good at this, you can just simply, okay, we have 1, 2, then 3. So if you're good at this, you can just simply find the x value. So x is 1, then y is 3. So this will be your point. So your graph will be, that would be your point, that would be 1 for x, then 3 for y. So if you're good at this, you can just look at the Cartesian plane, then 1 for x, then 3 for y. This will be your point. But if you're not good at this, you will start at the center. So graphing this table, so you start at the center. So our x is positive 1. Therefore, starting from the center, you move 1 unit to the right. You'll be asking question, why is it right, sir? Because positive numbers for x values, that will be going to the right. Negative numbers going to the left. Since this is positive 1, starting from the center, you move 1 unit to the right, so 1. Then our y is positive 3. Now, since this is positive 3, therefore, you move 3 units upward. So 1, 2, 3. That's it. You have 1 and 3. So if you want to know, class, how to plot points, I will just put the link in the description down below with regards to plotting of points, class. But if you're good in plotting of points, you can just simply look x and y values, class, x and y values. So this one, 2 for x, then 1 for y. So 2 for x, then positive 1 for y. So x is positive 2, then y is positive 1. Alright, so positive 2 for x, then y is positive 1. This will be your point, class. 2, then positive 1. Once again, if you're good at this, you can just simply get the value of x, which is 2, and then y is 1. So this will be your point. But if you're not good at this will be the thing that you will do. Start at the center, you move 2 units to the right, since this is positive 2. 1, 2. Now your y is positive 1, therefore you move 1 unit upwards. Then 1. That's why you have this point. Alright, and then last one, we have positive 3 for x. So positive 3 for x. And then negative 5 for y. So this will be positive 3, then negative 5. Alright, so we have 3, then negative 5. That's it, class. So positive 3, you move 3 units starting from the center to the right. Since this is positive 3, 1, 2, 3. And 5 units downwards, since this is negative 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have this point, and you need to label. Alright, and then this one, 0, then 1. So x is 0, then y is positive 1. So therefore, for x, you will not move right and left since your x is 0. And your y is positive 1, therefore, you move 1 unit upward. So once again, for x values, you will not move right and left, class. You will not move. Why is that, sir? Because your x value is 0. And then your y is positive 1, so starting from the center, you move 1 unit upward. So this will be your point. And you need to label, that would be 0, then 1. Alright, and then last part, we have negative 1. So once again, for the x values, this will be negative numbers. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So our x is negative 1. So this is negative 1, then y is negative 5. Alright, so that's it. Negative 1, then negative 5. That's it, class. You already have the points. Now you can connect these points. So connect. As you can see, class, our graph will open downward. Okay, let me just label it here. So negative 1, then negative 5. And that's it, class. This will be our answer. Alright, that's it. So I hope you learned something new today. Now if you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. You share it to your friends, class, and to your classmates so that we can help more students. Once again, this is Teacher MJ. Have a great day, class. Goodbye for now. Bye-bye.